Hi, everyone. Welcome to Left Undone Incomplete Investigations. Let me know if you can't hear me. Welcome to a Saturday live stream at our 2 o'clock Saturday live streams, which you guys seem to like. So we'll do it for now until it's really hot and I want to be in the pool at 2 o'clock. Then I might have to change it again. So I see Fun to Cruise. Hi. Yay. I am back. I am back. You know, I kind of come and go. Always some drama in my life, but unfortunately, the drama was terrible this time. Hi, Angel and Dyla. If you didn't read my community posts, on February 15th, my brother's girlfriend called me. They live about 2 hours from me, and she had found him not breathing, and she did CPR on him. She's a flight attendant for a while. Paramedics came. They got a pulse. He was in the ICU. But he was just down too long without breathing. So anyway, he passed away on February 19th. I was there. I didn't want to be there, but I was there. Nobody ever wants to be there, right? I wanted to be there, but I didn't want to be there. It was awful. With my one brother and his kids and my nephews and my brother's ex-wife. So we all got to say goodbye. And Jim just turned 70. No, he turned 57 on the 5th of February. So that's where I've been. My mother is doing okay. Better than I thought she would be doing, to be honest. She's pretty strong. She's doing okay. We buried him very close to my father. So that was nice. They're within eyesight of each other. And yeah, it was just tragic. Unexpected, tragic, sad, horrible, whatever, everything you could possibly think of to be. And I don't know if you guys remember, but sometimes he showed up in my live streams. My brother would show up in there and make comments. He was especially following us when we were following Gabby Petito, and he was following that. So he was here sometimes. And thank you very much. So enough of that. Make me sad again. I just, sometimes I'm like, I don't remember for a minute. And then I remember. And then I wake up. But I have had the weirdest nightmares ever since this happened. Like, just wake up with the craziest nightmares. One thing that was kind of funny that happened is a couple of nights after he passed away, he was in my dream talking to me. I don't remember what we were talking about. You know how you see them in your dreams or whatever. And I said, oh, wait, before you go, have you ran into Dad there yet? And he's like, not yet. And I was like, where's my dad? Or where are you? So anyway, I thought that was kind of like, my mind was like, okay, well, why are you guys not in the same place? It was just a dream, but I thought it was kind of like funny, like, oh my God, where's my dad? So thank you very much. I really appreciate that. So back to, not really happy news. It's a Vallow Daybell case. I wanted to kind of get ready for I still, in the back of my mind, keep thinking that Lori's going to plea, but I don't think she's going to plea at this point. But I feel like there's still a chance. Like, you know how that Aiden, the 14-year-old, they pled right when it was jury selection time. So I don't know. But I'm just really curious how this is all going to unfold with Lori and Chad having the separate cases. I'm sure the trials will be very similar. Obviously, it's the same issue. JJ and Tammy. So I've heard other people, experts and stuff, say they think that Lori thinks she's going to get acquitted. I mean, that's kind of delusional. If she got acquitted, that'd be worse than Casey Anthony, right? Like, what? I could be acquitted. Are you kidding me right now? So, and they must know. I mean, they were very interested in getting they were very interested in getting what was I saying? I got distracted. Very interested in getting the death penalty off the table. So, yes, Aiden Fucci. He pled guilty on the day of jury selection. And apparently he is being sentenced. His sentencing phase is starting on Tuesday of this week. So, yeah, she's just a piece of work. So I was working on Afterglow this morning. Afterglow, you guys. If you want to binge and hear everything, just go to season 2. I start with all the recordings and everything in chronological order. Today I was recording Alex's death, Alex's 911 call, and the body cam of Zulema, which I have pulled up here. We can look at it too, because it's kind of, all this stuff has been going on right over 3 years where this stuff started popping out. Like we were there in real time, but we didn't know all the stuff that was going on behind the scenes. Like Zulema, what was happening. So Zulema was kind of a jerk that day. She came home and started doing CPR on Alex, and then the police were there. But from what I gather, because this didn't happen, at other people's house, I know when somebody in the house is doing CPR when the person collapses, they were swarming that place. And Zulema left to go to the hospital, but then she called and she was like, "Can you guys get out of my house now?" And the cop was like, "Yeah, no." And she's like, "Well, then I'm going to call my lawyer." So I can pop that up. We can kind of talk about it here in a few. Because I think that she just looks more and more suspicious as I go back in time over things. So Afterglow unveiling the Idaho cults. I haven't been able to put them all up here on YouTube. I just keep not having time. And then some people are like, they don't like them because it's not video. It's just audio. But then I put the video up with the camera in my face, or the microphone in my face. And then someone was like, I don't like that either. So I don't know. I would like to know how Alex did it too. He went to Mexico, and I don't know if you've watched any of the recent news on Mexico, but I watched a documentary recently, and you go to Mexico and you buy medicine at the pharmacy. People have been doing this forever. As long as I can remember, people went to Mexico and bought their Ambien and their antibiotics and everything. And they have literally tested the ones that they appear legit. They're in the pharmacy, and they tested them. They found meth and fentanyl in them. So there's a huge crisis, and I have a feeling that all might be connected. So was it an accident? Did he get something laced? But they did do a tox report on him, right? And all that I remember seeing was the naloxone, the Narcan. So, and I'm assuming the Narcan, because that brings you right into withdrawals, was given by the paramedics. I believe it's standard protocol, because they don't know if there's a person collapsed, they don't know what went on with them. You give them Narcan. If they wake up, it was probably an overdose, if they start coming around. So that, I don't know, I either killed himself or Zulema set him up and killed him. And why was Chad giving him that blessing? It's like they knew. And it was the day after Melanie Gibb called and recorded Lori and Chad. "Hi, Chad. Hi, sweet Melanie. Blah, blah, blah. Let me ask you a question. Why did you lie? Please, why did you say I had JJ?" That whole recording. That was on episode 10, season 2 of Afterglow. I played that one. And that one, Lori gets really testy at Melanie when she says, "Well, I asked Al, and Al said, I don't want to know where JJ is." And then Lori's like, "Well, I don't know why I would say that. I don't even want Al to know." And Lori completely knows that Al knew, right? Completely knows that Al knew where JJ was. I mean, he put him there. So I know that. I would love to know what that blessing is. I wish do they have a copy of that? Like, is that written somewhere? And then the money Zulema got, Alex told her, "If anything happens to me, there's $5,000 to $7,000 in the closet." And she said, "I never looked because I thought nothing was going to happen to him. But then after he died, the kids got it." There's just too much weird stuff. I can see why Zulema has used immunity, because I clearly believe she had a lot more to do with this than we may ever know. And she's going to be and they also said, I heard them recently mention Melanie Gibb, Melanie P, and Zulema. I believe they all have a deal of some sort. Just the way it was mentioned recently in something I heard. I can't remember if I was watching a channel or what. But Zalema told Alex to make holiday basket morning he died. Was that code? I don't know. Because that's what they do. They talk in these weird codes, and then some of their stuff is literal and some of it is, metaphoric. These people are the wackiest doodles, my wackadoodles, that I've ever called. Yes, it's use immunity. She has use immunity. But, it's just, so basically for that particular thing, she can't be held responsible, but if something else comes up, she could. So I don't know, but I don't trust Dilemma. I don't trust her at all. And then Lori and Chad, really, that call with Melanie Gibb, they were just like, oh, when she called her a core whore, I didn't know what that was at the time, but we've since learned that it's an antichrist who didn't believe in Jesus and told people Jesus wasn't real, and then he lost his ability. I had to look this up. Ability to talk. It's all LDS stuff, but so it makes sense that Lori would kind of get annoyed with that. It makes perfect sense. But Lori, in her speedy trial nonsense. Yeah, that's weird too. Like Lori, because Lori was the head, remember? Lori was the queen. She was the head of the 144,000, and then they were like her chosen peasants. This story, who thought this story is ever going to be like that? I started making YouTube videos, and I did one video that was on a DNA case that was solved years ago. Well, not really even solved, just identified the person. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, let me find something in the news to do a YouTube video on. And this is the case I picked. And here we are, more than 3 years later. So I'm just really mad, though, about the cameras. First of all, we're so invested. That's not the most important thing. But I think it's really uncool because it's such a long trial. And there's so many extended family members and friends and the Woodcocks family and all that really deserve to be able to see this if they can't travel there for 10 weeks. I was just looking at Airbnbs there. I can't go there for 10 weeks. I would love to go, but do I just go for one of the weeks? Maybe. Will I get in? I don't know. Who am I? I'm just bummed because we could be streaming it and talking about it. I mean, we'll definitely listen to the audio because Nate says he's putting the audio up. He said he'll be posting it every night, right? I used to love the religious horror movies like Exorcist and Seventh Sign, but when it goes to real life, I just can't even. I know, right? Fiction, sure. Well, I'm going to play, there was an interview with KTVB of another magistrate, and he was asking him, the news guy was asking him what he thought about this whole no cameras. So I'm going to cue that up and play it for a second for you guys to see, because even that judge is like, really leaning towards this is probably a bad idea. Hold on, let me pull it up. I have it up right now. I'm not playing it from the beginning. I'm just going to play it from the part where he's talking about this. So hold on one second. And
in his decision to not allow cameras in the courtroom, Judge Stephen Boyce said to continue visual coverage of this case poses a great risk to the fair administration of justice. And the court is further concerned that at trial, the added and unnecessary pressure witnesses and counsel will be subject to, knowing their every expression, utterance, and appearance will be captured and circulated without their control in perpetuity, is unwarranted and will likely interfere with the fair administration of justice in this case.
That kind of goes back to, and again, make it clear, I'm not commenting on the judge's decision in this, but that goes back to what I was saying before about, I have to honestly say, am I able to bring my A game as a judge, knowing that every time I, scratch my head, it's going to be on TV. That also applies to witnesses and the lawyers involved too. If you get the sense from whatever source that that people are so aware of the what their words are going to be broadcast, that it affects their ability to give testimony the way you expect it, sure, that'd be a consideration.
You're one that would lean to always allowing a camera in the courtroom.
The default would be to allow it, yeah.
The benefits of that being?
Informing the public, letting the public know what happens in court, I think is a healthy thing. I think the more attention, the better on the processes of the court system, because I think it helps debunk some myths about how we do our business. Because I'll give you a quick example, is that most people I talk to who are jury, I did hundreds and hundreds of jury trials, and you talk to the jurors afterwards, and almost all of them came away really glad they did it. And I think most of them took a more positive view of how the system works away than they came in with. I think you folks being in a courtroom can do the same thing.
The flip side of that is it could be a detriment.
I don't know that it can be a detriment to the, unless the whole proceeding, and how do you regulate this, unless the whole proceeding turns into a TV show. If that happens, obviously that's not good. And that could have a negative effect on the public's perception of the trial. I don't think it's out of line this many years later to say that the O.J. Simpson trial certainly didn't do a lot for the perception of the judiciary and how things are handled. And some would say it was because people were playing to the cameras.
Judge Oates also noted it's difficult to determine who is the press these days. It used to be just TV stations, radio, newspapers, magazines. But with online bloggers, self-proclaimed citizen journalists, well, there's just some question of accountability when it comes to those following the rules or taking courtroom proceedings out of context. Disallowing cameras kind of reins that in as well. According to Judge Oates, there is no appeal to a trial judge's decision on this matter.
He was kind of dissing us YouTube people a little bit there, right? He's like, well, it's hard to tell what the media really is. Hey, buddy, I'm not media and I don't claim to be, but I do have I go with content creator and we follow true crime. Yes, they have been calling her Vallow now too. A little bit interesting. So I don't know, man. You know, I'm pissed. Honestly, I am. I think the camera should be there. I think it's really bad. There's way bigger cases than this. I know we're so invested in this, but there's bigger cases than this. Murdoch, come on. The whole world knew about Murdoch, and that was out there. I mean, that podcast is huge, the Murdoch podcast. There's not like a really huge Vallow Daybell podcast, you know, that's like top in the tops. So clearly this case isn't. And I talk to people all the time and they're like, what case? So, oh, by the way, I got jury duty on April 2nd. I'm like, oh, no, I guess I can't be called to Idaho though. I agree. So I got jury duty. I'm going to try to postpone it. I don't know. For some reason out here, ever since I moved here, they call me every year, but I have, you know, last year, I think, then they called me. My mom wasn't, you know, I wasn't going to leave her alone very much, but I might go. But I kind of wish it was, I don't even think they would pick me anymore if I said I have a true crime channel. I was on a jury once, but so maybe I'd just wind up getting out of it anyway if I'm there. Could you imagine? They'll be like, this is a murder trial, and what do you do for a living? I'm a nurse, and I have a true crime channel. We follow murders. Can you pick me now? I don't think they'll be like, yes, so far, they're still going for the death penalty. They were asking to take it off the table. I don't think he's ruled on that yet. Does anybody know? I agree that I feel like they have, they look like they have something to hide or something they don't want people to know. You know, I don't think it's going to taint a jury pool. Not everybody follows true crime. I mean, there's probably a million cases we know nothing about. And we follow true crime, right? So if you're not even somebody that follows it, I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's going to taint. And they're going to go through a lot of people, you know? I don't know. I think when I sat on that jury that time, we took it very seriously. They said don't go looking anything up about this case or anything, and I didn't. I didn't talk to anybody about it. I consider myself very what is it? Truthful? I don't know. I won't. If somebody important tells me, I can't do that, I'm not going to do it. But I know so many people I work with all the time. They're like, you have a podcast? What's it about? You have a YouTube? Yeah, true crime. Oh, what case? I don't know anything about that. So people say it all the time. Wednesday, he's making the decisions. Thank you very much. Thank you. So the death penalty does take forever anyway. And right, if you want to be executed, you probably should be like Florida, Texas or something, because I don't know when the last time Idaho did. I know California has a moratorium on it. You can get sentenced to death, but they're not going to put anybody for death. Next court hearing is supposed to rule on the death penalty and 2 other motions. Thank you. Yeah, I kind of got lost in the outer space for a while with everything going on with my family, but trying to get back into all this now. And I'm trying to jam. I want to get as much of Afterglow up as I possibly can because it's following it in chronological order. So I don't know if it'll all be up before the trial starts, but I don't think it will. There's just so much to it. It's going to keep going. I could keep going with Afterglow until I'm 100, I think, because there's so much to this case. So many more rabbit holes to go down or go back to or whatever. Fewer appeals if they take death penalty off the table. Really it is annoying that Tylee and JJ, they got sentenced to death. So did Tammy and Charles. So why is Lori so special that she doesn't want to be sentenced to death? Remember? Isn't she supposed to be like going to her other world with everybody else that she knows over there and through her portals? And, that's what makes me think like she really did she really believe this stuff? Why did she believe this stuff if she doesn't want to go there? Send everybody else there. Yeah, and I was listening to another news thing. If there's anything that's a death penalty case, like think about it. Killing your own 2 children, your daughter, and your special needs adopted son that you gave him a better life, when his parents couldn't raise him and he was special needs and you took care of and he went to special schools that cost money and had a special dog. Why would you, I will never understand how that she really, really, really thought they were zombies. It makes no sense to me in my brain. I'm here from Oregon. Can't wait for the convictions. Yes, the conviction day is going to be the best day ever in this case, for sure. The way I understand it, in order for Lori to get life without parole, they have to seek the death penalty. Oh my God. So she could be eligible for parole. How old is Lori? Is she 50 yet? She's not 50 yet, right? So, hopefully she'll be sent. If it's without parole, hopefully the parole board will be like, nope, and just stay there till you die. JJ died because Kay got the life insurance. Tylee had to die so they could kill JJ. Yeah, I'm sure that's a part of it, but there's still more to their brain than that, Why did Tammy die? That was for life insurance too. I guess Lori should have checked a little better on the whole life insurance thing before she shot Charles. Make sure all her ducks were in a row there. Oh, and yes, that's true. Lori's still going to go to trial in Arizona for Charles's murder. And, her brother Alex got away with it because he's dead. I do too. I think she will. Let's see. Jenny. In his book, Lori's dad called people who pay taxes zombies. Oh, he did? Oh, I didn't know that. I missed that one. I just know he's a weird dude too, with his belief system and stuff. And Lori's always been a jerk. I mean, from the time with all her husbands and everything, even if you go back when I did season 1 on Afterglow, went deep into the divorce and the child custody stuff between Colby's dad and Lori, and then in Joe Ryan, Tylee's dad and Lori, and all the manipulation that Lori had to do. And she's always been a jerk, like just a jerk. But I didn't think a jerk could be this much of a jerk where you literally murder your own kids. It's just so crazy. Hi, Gayla. Lori will point the finger at Alex and Chad will point at Lori. Right. But there's an awful lot of text messages and stuff that we saw. Imagine what we haven't seen. I don't know. I mean, they can say anything they want, right? To try to cause reasonable doubt. I guess that's the whole point. But I don't think I'd buy it if I was a jury. Even the little stuff, I don't know. I mean, maybe we know too much, but. That's the name of the book? How the American Public Can Dismantle the IRS. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's the name of the book you were asking. I'm so curious to see how Chad's kids think nowadays. Oh, yeah, me too. I think they're still thinking that he got framed by Lori and Alex. I think they're pretty darn brainwashed. And I don't think they are going to accept the fact that Chad could have ever killed their mother. But they're going to have to watch this whole trial, and then they might get some rude awakening, especially when we get the results of how everyone died. Like, we know there was not so cool things like dismembering and stuff with Tylee. But how? Were they poisoned? Was Tammy poisoned? Was JJ poisoned? I still am just so flabbergasted that they buried them in Chad's yard. But remember, we said this before, but Chad went shopping for a manufactured home to put on that land. He was going to put a manufactured home right on top of those kids. And for whatever reason, that didn't go through. Remember that? That was before those kids were ever found. That would have raised suspicion. I wonder why they didn't start digging then. Valerie, how is your recovery going? I hope well. Are you recovering from something, Valerie? I hope you're doing okay. Yeah. So let me I'm going to stop it a lot, but I'm going to let's watch part of Zulema's body cam vid. Now it's very redacted and as far as like the blur, she's blurred out on it, but audio is pretty good and the things she says. Let's see what you said. I think the plan to eliminate JJ, Tylee, Charles, and Tammy since Chad and Lori met, in my opinion. They definitely wanted to eliminate Tammy and Charles for sure. Hey, Loose Can. How are you? How are you? So, okay. I'm going to, and you guys, I did reopen memberships. I know I kicked everybody out for a while because I was going to change some things, and I did. They're $2.99 a month, but you have access to Discord, and you get different color, and happy hour that I screwed up with last night. I was doing happy hour last night, and I messed it up somehow because I think people were there, and I didn't think anybody was there, so I was like, well, everybody's having St. Patty's Day or something, so hi, Jenny. So I left, but so we'll have to revamp that again, do that again. But if you want to become a member, We are doing one level only, and we do happy hour, and I try to answer you guys first on comments. And again, you know, I would have been here the last month if it wasn't for the fact that my brother decided to die and mess up my live streams. So I'm being sarcastic. He didn't do it on purpose. Hi, Helene. Nice to see you. Let's see with Valerie. Healing from second hip replacement. Outside burning brush and listening. Spring branch cleanup from timber. Oh, that's a lot of yard work stuff going on there. But good. I'm glad you're recovering well. I am going to get in my pool after we're done. It's warm here today, and I just feel like getting in the pool. I want to float for a minute. So last weekend we went on 2 hikes back into where you go into the San Andreas Fault. It's a 5-mile loop. It was really cool. It was, don't do it in the heat. I was exhausted. My legs were really sore. And then the next day we went on another one in Palm Springs. That was really nice hike. And the water, since we've had so much rain, the waterfalls were gorgeous and huge. So, all right. So I'm going to skew up this, and we will talk about it as it happens. I'll probably wind up pausing it several times, but yell if you want to say something about it. Nice. It's nice up there. Very good. Yay. Spring is springing. Spring is springing. Yay. But we're supposed to get another storm, I guess. Rain. But we need the rain, so it's okay. Oh, the air is like high 70s, I think, but the pool, I put the pool at like 94. It's just, you know, I'm getting a cold pool. The pool's going to be warmer than the air. Okay, let me get this for you. We can share this. I'm going to get rid of that Idaho judge guy. And this one. And this actually, you guys, I'm taking it from one of the videos. I already had put it on a long time ago. Hi, Christian. How are you? 45 degrees. Wait, Lori, what are you talking about here? I keep getting... Okay, I missed something, but I'm going to go back. Okay, let's watch. Let me minimize myself.
Am I going to run upstairs? Right here. Alright, let me get this off.
Do the airway and I'll...
Yep. Alright, a little more.
Do you look tensive?
Yeah.
Alright.
So they're doing CPR right there on Alex.
The,
Go ahead and jump on mine and we'll get this shit going. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'll get her out of your way. Where'd she go?
Start doing compressions. Get the pads on.
Got blood.
The future of health is not a thing that tracks your heart rate night and day.
How long ago did you find him? Found him here like 15 minutes ago.
About 15 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Okay, who found him?
My mother called me and she said go check on him.
Okay. So, where was your mom at?
My mom was at work. She just barely got home.
Okay.
And she ran in and helped me with the CPR and stuff because I was having an anxiety attack.
Okay.
The person on the phone was trying to tell me to put the fingers in his mouth to remove the vomit.
Right,
and
right,
give him
right.
CPR,
Right.
but
Come on over here
I
real
couldn't do any of that. I'm sorry.
Okay. So, who is he?
So that's Joseph, who called 911. Zalema's son, who has anxiety and depression and couldn't do CPR because there was, feces and vomit and everything, because that's how people die. It's ugly. It's not pretty. But I'm just reading this. I'm glad Alex died alone, in pain, shitting his pants while hearing his new wife's son describe him as being so gross he didn't want to touch him. It's fitting end, right? I'm sorry, I just can't save your life because you're a filthy mess right now. That is actually probably a great way for Alex to have died. Right, I never put that together like that. Hi, Stace on the case. Nice to see you. Alex needs compressions to live, but wouldn't give compressions to Charles to live. Uh-huh. Hey, that's some fast karma coming around full circle, isn't it? So here we go. Okay, I'll go back.
Is he to you? Is he your dad?
No, that's my mom's boyfriend.
Your mom's boyfriend? Okay.
Yeah.
Boyfriend.
So, imagine it was just like real quick. My mom called me. She told me to go in there. He's on the floor. There's feces. There's vomit.
Okay.
And he's naked. And
No, I get it. You're fine, man. So, why had she not heard from him? What was the deal that she called you to go check on him?
I don't know if he called her or my mom called me. She said, go check on him. He's
Okay.
on the floor.
Okay. Had she talked to him or?
I
Okay. And
yeah.
she told you he was on the floor?
Yeah,
Or?
she said he was having some problems.
Okay. And so where were you at this point?
I was in my room.
You were in your room? Okay, that's in there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Can I sit down?
Yeah, no, have a seat, man.
Okay, let's come out here. I'm not really palpable. I'm gonna take her downstairs. Okay? What's your name, ma'am?
You want to go down with your mom?
Yeah, you can take her down. I'll tell her some info. Yeah. Already flushed it. Already PDA. What's that? PDA.
So they're taking Dilemma downstairs, and she's like, you did so good, baby, to her son. Poor son. If she knew this was all going down and she left poor Joseph there to deal with it, like, nice mom, right? And she's like, oh, yeah. He might have, but they asked a couple times. They asked on the 911 call, and then they asked then, too, about the boyfriend. There was Cialis pills there too. See, you guys know some details that I didn't know. Zulema walked in the door and started hiding evidence before the cops came in. I would not be surprised. Would not. I find it suspicious that Zulema went out running errands, yet still was close enough to ride before the ambulance. Yeah. I just don't trust her at all. I feel like she knew exactly what was going to go down. Because as this video goes later, she gets all pissy with the cops. Like, not a wife in grief, but a jerk. I my new word today, jerk. Jerk. Okay, I'm going to go back.
Right now, yeah. Right now.
And then there's some redactions too, so it gets silent a little bit in here. It's all fishy for sure, Ruby. I agree. Look at you with all that trivia, Gene. 3 times stronger. Well, apparently he needed it. I mean, but maybe he just needed it because he was with Zulema.
Does he have medical, is he allergic to any medications?
No,
Does he take any medications?
no, he doesn't.
So he doesn't see a doctor for anything?
No, he doesn't.
High blood pressure, heart on diabetic, nothing like that, perfectly healthy? Okay, any drugs? No one's in trouble, so no illegal drugs, nothing
No,
like
no,
that?
he doesn't use any illegal drugs.
No drugs, no alcohol?
He doesn't use alcohol. No.
Okay, has he been, I saw you the other day, he's been sick?
However, they know for a fact that he went to Mexico. They have him recorded coming back the same day and going to Mexico for medicine. So she's saying nothing, nothing, nothing. What did he get down there? His Viagra or his Cialis? Hi, Angel. First time catching alive. Glad to be part of it. Thank you for your great work on this. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Jenny. Zulema is not innocent at all. Isn't it she who in the text message tells Lori a family member of hers is going to die? Oh yeah, she's, and she's making earthquakes and she's like, Hiplos, they're all like, Hiplos is going to be gone and all that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he went to Mexico. I think so, because at some point it came out that he went there for medicine. But right now she's telling lies. You'll catch her in a lot of lies right now. All right, go back.
Sick lately?
No, he's just been shortness of breath.
When he's walking or when he's sleeping, shortness of breath? Does he go for a walk without getting short of breath?
He'll go up the stairs and he will get short of breath.
Going up the stairs.
Going up the stairs, and then the last couple of days has been when he gets up, he's like, oh, I feel so winded.
And he hasn't gone to a doctor for that, nothing like that?
No, I've been asking him for that.
Does he see a doctor on a regular basis?
No, he doesn't, and he's just the healthiest person that
Okay.
you can imagine. I mean, he's just so healthy.
My name's Mike, this is Dave. I'm going to get you some information. So I'm just going to be as honest as I want someone to be with my wife too. So I'm just going to be honest. Let me go find some information. Do we have his license at all? Yeah. Does he have a wallet anywhere? Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, no problem.
I know this is a lot coming at you all at once. You're doing good. Just keep breathing, okay? I don't know. That's what Mike is probably one of our best paramedics.
He was blue when I walked in.
What's that?
He was blue when I walked in, and so I started doing compressions. He was blue on the face.
When was the last time you talked to him?
He was talking. I was at work, and he was talking to one of my friends on the phone because he said that he wasn't feeling well. So my friends said that they would give him a blessing. So they were giving him a blessing over the phone. And then my friends texted me and said, "You better get home now."
Okay, hold on. Fishy, fishy, fishy. Fishy. My friends called and gave him a blessing, and then my friends called me and told me to get home now. And Joseph's doing CPR right now. Her friends are Lori and Chad. They're such big liars. Like, this whole group of people, they're so full of baloney. Like, come on. That right there tells you a lot. My friends gave him a blessing. Nobody wanted him dead more than Zuma. Well, other than Lori and Chad, who paid her, I assume. Yeah, because Lori and Chad wanted to blame all the deaths of the kids on Alex, kill him, and then think they're going to walk away and be like, yeah, my brother's a terrible person. He killed my kids. But again, like, when everybody's looking for Lori's kids, she's like, that's great. So she's going to look terrible no matter what. She's too dumb to realize, like, her attitude when they were looking for the kids was bad to frame anybody. Unless she's going to be like, no, my brother said he had them and he was keeping them safe. I don't know what she's going to come up. Lori's going to come up with some crap. All right, let me continue. Oh, you do? You need two men to give a blessing? Maybe Lori turned into a man for a minute because she's very powerful. You know. I know, right? Nate should have... Lori, everybody's looking about your kids. Everybody's worried about your kids. Everybody's praying for your kids. That's great. She's such a jerk. I know, me too, Lori. So ready for this. Okay, here we go. Little redaction there. I don't know why they're redacting things. Oh, that's a really good theory.
Okay,
So
so we're
I-
doing a blessing over the
So
phone.
they were not blessing over the phone, and then my friends texted me and said, "You need to get home now. He's not doing well. He's on the ground in the bathroom." So I called my son and I said, "Go over there and make sure he doesn't pass out." I said, "I am on my way home." And then I just had the impression that he needed to call 911, so I said, "Stay on the phone with me," and then I said, "No." I said, "Hang up and call 911 right now."
Okay. What
So,
time
and
was the
that's-
blessing over the phone going on? You know? Best guess.
I have it right here.
Okay.
I can't guess right now.
Okay.
3:18.
Okay, 3:18.
Yeah. And I called my son I called him at 3:15, so it's around 3:15.
Okay. And then what made him
That's funny.
to come home immediately?
They said that he wasn't.
So someone was here with him,
No,
giving
it
him
was
a
on the
blessing?
phone. It was they were on the phone.
Okay.
Was he talking to him?
Hi, Carrie.
He was talking when I called him, and he was talking to Joseph. He was talking to you, right?
No.
Was he
I walked
talking?
in, he was passed out, Mom.
Okay, hold on. I want to read this comment. For a patriarchal blessing or a father's blessing, you only need one. Lori thought she could give blessings as well. She told Adam, that her priesthood power was more powerful. Gotcha. All right. So he's like, Joseph's like talking to his mom. She's trying to clarify things, and he's like, he was passed out, Mom. Here we go.
And I called 911.
So what happened when you said, "Don't get up, don't get up"? Remember you said, "Don't."
No.
Yeah, she does. In a little bit on here.
Like, he's doing.
Did you guys ever do any chest compressions on him at all?
I did when I walked in.
So when you got here, you did CPR?
Yes.
Okay, so
I started compressions as soon as I walked in.
here's where we're at right now. So he doesn't have a pulse, he's not breathing. We're doing compressions on him, so we're giving him medications. We're trying to restart his heart right now. So he's in extremely critical condition.
People think learning piano takes a really long time, but
I
that's
gotta skip
false.
my own
Here's how
ads.
long it really takes with this new method.
It's redacted right now. That's why it's quiet. There's still some things they redacted on this, and I want to know why. What are they saying? I'm too nosy. I want to know everything. Melanie should be up for some kind of charges, but I don't see it happening at this point. It's maddening. Yeah, and I think she has use immunity for some reason, too. We just don't know about it. I think her and Melanie Gibb do.
Talk to him in a little bit. Yeah, it's right here at the base of the stairs.
Yeah, I got it.
You talk to my officer.
No, want me to fill in there?
He'll fill you in.
Okay, perfect.
Redacted a little bit here, too. I know, right? She was a cuddler. Remember that? People used to pay her. Who?
No, I just know him from church.
Okay, got it. Okay. The only reason I'm asking is if we need to ask him, like, what the conversation was like, if he said anything out of the ordinary, or, you know, we want to make sure we're thorough.
What's your first name, ma'am?
Not sure why that's redacted, but that's all right. We know her name. Cuddle counselor is her. It's cuddle. She had a website and everything. She was a cuddler, professional cuddler, like a real deal thing, like really for real. Sounds like we can officially deem her the cuddle hoe. Who pays some stranger to cuddle with them? I don't know. I wouldn't want no stranger touching me anyway. So it is just weird. Undercover for call girl? Ew. Maybe. Ugh. Why is this being redacted for so long? She's got quite a record, Zalema. Criminal record. Oh, that's another thing. The baby oil and plastic.
Did you have to move anything away from him, off of him? No. Nothing fell on him?
I see you guys found him. My mom just moved him on his back, like from his right side.
He was on his right side, so I moved it. Just pulled his arm up so I could put him in his mouth, and I just straddled him, and I just started doing confessions as soon as I was hurt.
Okay. Friends or family, do you guys need to call anyone and get some family members coming this way, or?
That thing gets my ears every time with my earbuds.
Okay. Do you ever? I'll call her if you'd like. That way we can be with each other, and I'll just kind of bring her up to speed and have her start coming this way. Will that work? Okay.
Yeah, because that was all arranged. Well, I think it was arranged because they thought they had to match the 144,000 people together. You know, I read today, and I didn't double check, but Melanie Gibb and David got married on the same day that Alex died, the December 12th. So Alex is dying on December 12th. I think, okay, wait. Tammy's body was exhumed on December 11th. Alex dies on December 12th. Melanie Gibb and David Warwick get married on December 12th. There's a whole lot of shenanigans going on, in my opinion.
Her name is Kara.
Carrie.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
What's your engine company?
We're Battalion 252. That's engine 2540.
Battalion 252?
Correct.
And engine what?
2540.
C shift. Cool. Do you ever have?
Now, I think this is where there's a...
Hey, fellow lobsters, if you've ever read
Lobster.
12 Rules for Life, have you ever wondered how to talk to your kids about these ideas?
I think there's a break here, and Zalema's gone, and this is when she comes back, and her daughter's there, and she went to the hospital and stuff. So this is when she gets pissy. I think this is it, where it's going to happen right now.
Hello. I'm Mark Warden. What's that? You can if you'd like.
This is it.
Talk to me first, though, if it's easy. Hello, my name is Mark Ward. I'm a sergeant with the Belleville Police Department. Who am I speaking with?
You wanna bring him in?
Zulema, what can I do for you, ma'am? Okay.
So she's trying to get the police to get out of her house right now. And she's like, oh, my kids suffer from anxiety like they're 12, number one. I mean, adults suffer from anxiety, but there are adults there. And she left them there with the police. So, you know, anyway, she's kind of get pissy because she wants the cops out of her house and they're not going to. Because it's a crime scene. Oh, and then she says something really stupid. You'll see.
Okay. So we're definitely not trying to make things worse, ma'am. We're not trying to have anybody feel bad or be anxious, but someone died in your house today, and we're not going to leave your house until we finish that investigation. So, and we're going to secure it while we seek a search warrant from the judge. And if the judge grants it, then we'll conduct a search as necessary to finish the death investigation. If the judge doesn't, then we will leave. But for right now, we're going to stand by in the house and control individuals' movements in the house. They're not required to stay here, so if they'd like to leave, they are free to leave. But we will not be leaving the house at this time.
Hold on. Whoops, I was talking to, I know, mute, sorry. I know, I realized it when I went back. Got it, I'm here now. So what I was saying was, sorry, that it's a body cam audio, so she's on the phone, so it's hard to hear Zulema very well. It is what it is, this is what we got. It came from, Justin Lum. So just kind of got to listen. It is harder to hear her because all the audio is coming from the police officer's body cam, and she's on the phone. Okay, but this is funny what she says here in a second because she's an idiot. Okay, let's just put it that way. Allegedly an idiot, in my opinion, an idiot. She's a weirdo. Hold on.
Well, the incident started here. I get that he was pronounced deceased at the hospital, but all of that started here. It didn't start in the hospital. It started in this house. Okay? And like I said, we're
I mean, how dumb is that? Someone died in your house. Oh, no, he didn't die in my house. He died at the hospital. So why are you looking at my house? Like, get out of my house. Yeah, lady, he died at the hospital because he got transported from your house to the hospital and got pronounced. The incident happened in your house. Like, that's what makes me think she's not very intelligent. Just that comment alone is the dumbest thing that could come out of her mouth. Well, nobody died in my house. It just, we just did CPR on him there. The rest was not anything to do with my house. Allegedly. I don't know. Oh, say whatever. It started at your house, right? I mean, Zulema, like, duh. Yes, they did have surveillance on them. And like the day before that, they got some mail with Lori and Chad's and Alex and Zulema's name on it there. They were able to intercept. So they were actually observing them or trailing them or spying on them or whatever cops do during this time, like leading up to this, like right during this time, during this same week.
We're not trying to traumatize anybody. We're not trying to push this. And okay, you have your right to that opinion. I understand that, man. We have a job to do, and unfortunately, sometimes that ends up making people feel uncomfortable. That's not our intent, but we have our job to do. So that's kind of where we stand right now. And your children that are here are adults, and they're free to leave. We're not holding them here. So, but we are going to hold the house while we seek the search warrant. So, and they're not necessarily free to move around the house and just go do whatever they want. So, they can leave the house. They're free to leave that, but they're not free to wander around the house while we secure it. Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna get a hold of my lawyer and see if then he can maybe give you a call back.
Okay. I have no need to speak to your lawyer because it's not going to change anything, but you're more than welcome to give him a call. You have every right to.
I'm calling my lawyer.
Okay.
Grieving wife. Oh, that sounds nice.
And Jose's giving you a ride home? Yeah, I don't have a car. Okay, that's fine. Just making sure you have a ride. Okay. Come here too. Okay. Okay, bye.
Okay. Do you guys have any questions for us? Okay. We can try and answer them anytime. Do you have any questions? Just let us know. Okay. And like I said to your mom on the phone, you guys are free to leave if you choose to. You're just not free to wander around the house. Okay. And we have a responsibility as investigators to determine, did something bad happen or is it just natural causes? And we do that because now Alex can't speak for himself or if something bad happens. So that's why we do that. Okay? All right.
Well, so, I think the blessing Alex got from Chad was telling him to kill himself because whatever Chad's BS was. Well, and okay, they're in Hawaii, right? La la la, at the beach or wherever they're at, and they're like, oh, let's give Alex a blessing today. Why not? Middle of the afternoon, like 3 o'clock or whatever it was. And then they're like, oh, Zulema, we gave Alex a blessing. You better go check on him. And then Zulema tells Joseph, can you go check on Alex? And Joseph finds him in the bathroom on the floor with agonal breathing, literally dying, and can't give him CPR because he's yucky. And then, Alex, but it's all too connected. It's too bizarre. It's too weird. It's just bad. And if he was really having shortness of breath out of the blue, wouldn't you have gone to the doctor or the emergency room? Yes, you would have. Blessing equals marching orders from the cult leaders. Yeah, I agree. I think so. Then he overdosed on Viagra when she got there. This is going to sound crazy, but when I was young, pic of Charles, y'all, this is going to sound crazy, but when I saw a young picture of Charles, I had a flashback to the 80s, and I swear I'd met him here in DFW area in the mid-80s, or his twin. Hey, you might have. Because Charles was, 60 when he died 3 years ago? You might have. And he's kind of like a person I think you could sort of remember his personality and his looks and stuff, right? So I just can't wait for this case. And I think right, so that makes sense because he would have been a little bit older. You're 56 now. So like 53 3 years ago. So you would have been like 5, 6, 7 years younger than him, maybe? Right? Oh, it's not impossible. It's a small world too. Weirdest connections in this world sometimes. You're like, wait, what? How? Like when my friend Pam died, and then all of a sudden my mom's like, oh yeah, my friend Ruthie thinks Pam was murdered too. And I'm like, your friend Ruthie in Kentucky knows about Pam in Texas? My best friend from high school? And my mom's like, yeah. And I'm like, what? And then turns out Ruthie's niece, Connie, and my friend Pam are both dental hygienists together in Texas. So, and this was my mom's friend's niece that my mom knew since kindergarten, and Pam. So it was like, it's such a small world. It was like, we're from California. I knew Pam in California. My mom's from Kentucky. Her friend is in Kentucky that she went to kindergarten with. Her whole life knew her. Good friends. And then Pam and Connie are in Texas, dental hygienists together. So talk about weird, right? That's a small world. And I almost feel like that was like a weird, creepy thing for me to figure out this whole how she died thing, because I think her husband killed her. But that's another case for another day. Nothing's happening with it. So the drinking age was 18 still. So yeah, there you go. And he converted. Charles used to have an alcohol problem, remember? And he converted to being LDS for Lori. So we know that he used to drink. So he probably was in some of those bars. I know. I have a private investigator person, but Pam's family has ghosted me. So I don't know what's going on. I know they're elderly or parents and stuff, but they've kind of ghosted me, which is weird. I've known them since I was 16. But I just think it's too much for them. And what's really sad is if his new wife ever, something happens to her, then that's when things will get looked at. Getting Texas to reopen cases is you know what. Oh yeah, they won't even send me all, which is so weird. They won't even send me all the FOIA document stuff. And I'm like, why? You're saying it was a suicide. Why can't I see that? Why are you telling? Her mom has requested it. I've requested it. They won't give it. The detective, the private investigators requested it. They won't give them. They won't give it all. So why? What? You're saying it was open and shut suicide case, and then you won't give us that stuff? My friend's husband, that odds are shot her. They met in Texas. I can't imagine killing someone and moving forward. I still get upset over animals I've accidentally hit when driving. I know. It's awful. They just shut you down. Yep. Texas they're like in Spring, Texas. Oh, yeah, the Missy Beavers case. That's still nothing came of that, huh? I have some mutual friends, and it's sad, but they just have nothing. And I call BS. Oh, yeah, that's just weird, too. I did a video on Missy Beavers a long time ago. That thing, it just seems like they're just like, nope, nothing, sorry, nada, moving on. Next case. So, let's see. We're more than an hour in. Anybody got any last minute things we need to look into? Oh, so I was going to say, I kind of want to live stream a little bit each night after the trial, but the trial's like an all day thing. So if those recordings are going to be 8-9 hours long, because I'd love for us to like be able to like live stream every night. I mean, I'm sure other people are going to do it too, but after work, you know? I don't know what the best way to do that would be. There was a lady who said in the nail salon that B got what she deserved, and it was the wife of someone. I won't say who. Oh, yep. That B, Missy, because there was a thing going on. I mean, crimes of passion are like the hugest thing, you know, there's always somebody, like random person come in there to kill her. Odds are nope. Cops told Chad's kids Tammy died from asphyxiation. But so he smothered her, but did he give her something to tranquilize her before he smothered her? Thank you. Thank you so much, Jenny. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how we could do it. I guess we could just do it, you know? I don't know what time Nate's going to be putting them up, but we could put the audio, and when there's breaks or whatever, is he going to edit them, or is he just going to play the whole thing? You know, we can just, because with breaks and this and that, we probably can get through each day, but not, I mean, they're such long days, the trial days. They did decide to sever because Lori won't waive her right to speedy trial. And what happened? Wait, I'm having a brain fart. And Chad, they need more time. Oh, there was some evidence that was supposed to be given them to them before February 26th or 28th or 27th or something like that. And the evidence was given them on that day. And the rule was they were supposed to do it before that day. So now Pryor needs, sorry, my son wants my car keys. He's here. He lost my train of thought because the text popped up. But anyway, so Pryor said they didn't do it in time. So now he's got his way, and they get to sever the cases. And now he can watch this whole trial, right? I'm sure he's going to. Let me give him the keys. Just give me 1 second. I hate when my kids use my car. Here. Okay. Right? He didn't want to walk in here because he knew I was on live stream. I believe Tammy was drugged and suffocated. Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards. I think Tammy was drugged and suffocated. I'm still confused if she was on the floor or on the bed and what Garth actually knew and saw. You know? Purse, go lay down. I don't know where the other dog is. She's not dumb. She's not going to stay in here, get stuck in here. Yeah, it's so funny. Like, pugs are kind of in style all of a sudden. I know so many people have pugs. Percy's a pug, aren't you, Percy? Somebody didn't want him, so we got him. What you doing? We're still busy working. Okay, wait. Let's see. Yeah, Lori just thought she had it all figured out. Yeah, she did. Where I just saw that. She thinks she's smarter than she is. And her looks have carried her a long way to play people, you know? Unfortunately, people like people that look like her, especially guys. And they're like, oh, you don't look like you're crazy to me. It's okay, pretty lady. You know, in those other, you know, those cops that time in Arizona when Charles was trying to get her help. Oh, no. Here's what you do. You don't answer the door and they won't put you in the loony bin because you're so pretty. Pretty counts. Tammy had been getting sick over time. Little slow poison. They thought she'd go sooner, so helped her along. Yeah, because Lori was getting pissed, remember? There was something we found, a text message or something where Lori was kind of like, oh my gosh, I am so disorganized because I wish I would have had it like that in an exact place that we could find it. But at some point I found it and I put it on a video or something. But Lori was getting annoyed with Chad at one point because Tammy was still alive. And he was, oh, that's right. And he was like, you know, these things take time. And then he was kind of like, shoot, Lori's getting mad at me. We got to make this happen now. I think after the failed from Alex and all that stuff. Yes, that was it. The remaining DNA is part of it too. Yes, you're right. You're right. It was cute till they realized crazy was really what they were seeing, right? Can you imagine being these people now? Like, I'd be like, oh, I think I should just retire and go sit on an island and hate myself. Was she sick? I just wondered if she was acting differently because she got the messages about what was going on. I wish she had acted on it if she did. Imagine the shock, though. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think they were slow. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, who knows? They're so weird. But I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to poison her at one point and it didn't work. And then she wasn't feeling good. And then because they tried to shoot her and it didn't work. So can you imagine how many times Chad probably tried different stuff? Well, that didn't work. Well, that didn't work. Oh, well, she's still breathing a little bit. Let me just get her over with the pillow because Lori's going to not let me have her, you know, her body anymore. Poison by degrees. That's how the BFM refers to it. They were obsessed with that book. That is what made me think of the quote. Poison by degrees. Lori coded that she was going to break up with Chud because he wouldn't get rid of Tammy. Right. She was like, and he was like, it's okay. These things take some time. Right. Poor Tammy. Fat toad. You guys are funny. I think Chad's son is covering for his father. I think he helped dig JJ's grave and helped strangle his own mother. And, you know, remember that came out in trial too, that there was another grand jury that convened about something on this case that has something to do with Chad. I'm thinking they might have been looking at Garth because he was there when Tammy died and he got interviewed by the police. They went to his middle school, but middle school? Garth was in middle school when this happened? Or high school? How old was Garth? How old is Garth? I don't know. And, you know, Emma, I don't know if you guys remember, but Emma's husband, Joe, whatever his name is, he was a jerk to my channel, like to me, and he private messaged me and stuff at one point. They were really defensive about this. But if she was poisoned, it should have shown up in tissues or something, wouldn't it have? Or did they lose the opportunity since they involved her? See, we don't know. We don't know. Nobody's really given us told us what the cause of death was. We don't know yet. Oh, he was a teacher. That's what it was. I'm like, he wasn't that young. That much time hasn't gone by, right? And Emma was a teacher too, right? Okay. Didn't Lori hold a picture of Chad up on her phone and say, you think I would rather date that or similar? When did that happen? I don't know, maybe. I bet he's wishing he had that life back now. Unlike Lori, she seems like a lottie-dottie-dee. When I first started this case, 6 months before the kids' bodies were found, you were the first and only channel covering this case that I watched. Thank you. I know everybody hopped on the bandwagon soon after that, for sure. But a lot of people get to do this full time, and I have to go work my day job full time, so I don't get to follow and do as much streaming and videos as I would like to. You know? Wackadoodle. You got Mel saying she was supposed to die in a car crash. Oh, yeah. That's right. She was supposed to, and Julie Rose said that stuff or something, right? Melanie. In the interview of Chud's kids, Chud's son only said this whole thing makes him sick to his stomach. He never said that his father never killed his mother. Which one? It seemed like the blonde girl, the other daughter, she's very sad and cried during that interview, was more quiet. The other ones in the back were quiet. Emma and that one kid, was it Garth? Who was it? They were the ones talking the most. So, that's okay. Thank you, Stace. Thank you. Like a boss. I know. I kept saying, well, should I just quit my day job so we can watch the trial and then maybe they'll give it back to me after? I wonder if Chris and company tampered with Tammy's car before sending her off on to the trip to Utah to visit her family. Oh, that was another thing. And remember, everybody was supposed to die in these car crashes. Like Charles was supposed to die in a car crash when he was in California, or with JJ at one point, and then Tammy was supposed to die in a car crash, and then it didn't happen, and the text messages, Hiplos, and all that crap. And the earthquake was supposed to happen while Charles was in California. Like, you guys have all been here since the beginning. Oh, yeah. And Emma stuck. That was when I first started following it. That was like the media was in front of that house, and Emma pulls up their house, and she sticks her tongue out like a child at the news reporter that was standing like that. So weird. I think they're emotionally immature, that these people, all of them. And his kids, very much so. There are several of Tammy's coworkers supposed to be called to testify for the prosecution. Oh, good to know. Good to know. That would be good. Hi, Juicy Jules. You are an RN hero. Thanks for working in panic. You're welcome. It's busy. Busy world. But it is exhausting, and this is way more creative and not exhausting, as you know. Emma has a very punchable face. I feel badly for her, but damn, she doesn't make it easy. Punchable. I've been taking care of elderly stepdad with advanced Parkinson's, so I haven't been able to hardly catch live streams at all anymore. I'm glad I caught this one today. I am too, and I'm glad I did it today. Yeah. Tammy coworkers. No, she in for life serial murder. Lori, bye-bye. Yeah. Lori. Wasting a bunch of money and time on this case. But, even Scott Reich is like, this case should have been tried a long time ago. He's like, it's a pretty straightforward case. They're making it more complicated than it has to be. Kids are dead. Wife's dead, buried in the yard. What else you got? What else you need? Really? I've been listening to you since you started with this case over the past 3 years. You are awesome. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. I'm glad you did too. Lori Evil took her daughter on fun vacay, had it all planned. Death. up to Yellowstone. Let's have a last fun day together. And then we'll just murder you. Mommy dearest. I can't help but do them. Like, somebody made kind of a bad comment about it on my Afterglow podcast, and they were like, except for the voices. And I'm like, well, sometimes I just do them. They just come out because I've been doing them in my head. You're on the bus, Carrie, watching the live. Oh, again, so you got to reserve the night before so you can watch the trial. Obviously, and I heard who was saying it. Maybe it was Lori Hellis. They aren't even really given any special to media. Like, they're not even giving them any kind of like, okay, you do get to come in, and then general public. Tastefully frugal. If Alex left his phone in Rexburg to go shoot at Brandon, wouldn't he leave his phone far away from Chad's if involved in Tammy's? You would think. I'm telling you, these people aren't very smart. And plus they think that they got like some superpowers and, they're working for the greater good. I have mixed emotions about Tylee backing them up on killing Charles. I know she was a kid, and what they did to her was even more horrible. I guess she will defend even a rotten mother. Yeah, it's like the dog. I always put it like, when people beat a dog, but the dog still is loyal to the owner. It's kind of like that. It's like children are the same. Our heads are just screwed up from that kind of stuff, Yeah, they're like a bunch of failed magicians. Yes, it did. But again, they could have been framing Alex too in some of this. But I don't think so, because Alex shot at Joe Ryan. He's the one that's gun savvy. He's the protector brother, not the one that's trying to kill me. Remember at the welfare check? Oh, my brother, he's my protector. Not this brother, the other brother. He's trying to kill me because for my $2 million life insurance policy. Or he's deluded. Anyway. Yeah, I don't like that Judge Boyce has been in the closet with this case for so long. Like, we're going to go back to Chambers. I don't know. We're going to talk about that off the record. Or not off the record, or off the, I don't know. Somewhere where we can't see what's happening. Now, yeah, she's like the manipulator, right? She wants other people to do her dirt. That's why she's in Hawaii when all this stuff's going down. She was in Hawaii when Tammy died. She was in Hawaii when Alex died. Lori makes sure somebody else is doing the dirty work. She's like the, Osama bin Laden. Everybody else is doing the blow up, but she's over here, in her cave. Yeah, I wish they were even dumber, too. That's what she had Alex for. She was very, very manipulated to Alex. You're my protector, brother. Do you have eggs? All right. It's 3:30. It's an hour and a half. I am going to go in the sun for a little bit, so that I'm not pasty white. I actually got a little color from hiking last week. Really weird family dynamics for sure. Yep, I agree. I still believe that they killed Joe Ryan. I believe it. I don't think that was an accident at all. Again, another case where they were just like, yeah, he was on all these medicines for drinking, antabuse or whatever it is that you take so you can't drink alcohol. Yeah. Alex even looks like a stereotypical drum lunkhead. He's so good seeing you. He is so good. I think you mean it's so good seeing you. Oh, I got to run. Bye, Lori. The thumbs up and come over to Discord and chat with us. Yes, members, anybody. You know, we can let other people that aren't members into Discord, but we have a couple channels that are just for members in there. So if you would like to come into Discord, I can put the channel or I can put the link up. You don't have to be a member, but we have some other channels in there that are members only. I changed it a little bit. I keep forgetting to announce that. So that's what's happening, okay? So I will put the Discord link in the community page for anybody who wants to hop in. Alrighty? Yes, she did. She did. There's all kinds of stuff for sure. All right, I'm gonna stop reading because I'm gonna go. If I keep reading, I'm not gonna go. All right, bye everyone. I thank you all for being here. Thanks for watching Left Undone Incomplete Investigations. If you don't mind doing the like button and stick around, we will continue. This case is finally going to trial. We're not giving up on it now. No way, no how. And there's also a way to join, and there's also a way to donate if you'd like to help support the channel. All right, guys, stay safe, stay well, and I will see you soon. Hopefully next Saturday, okay? All right, bye.